Okay. So this topic is concerned with boats, upstreams and downstream. See, there are two things you need to understand this in these type of questions. Like when a boat is moving in the same direction as the stream or water current, means you are moving with the stream or the current. See here they are using one term stream and water current. That is one and the same thing. Number one thing. Like the direction in which water is flowing and you are also moving in the same direction. So you are moving with the stream or the current. Okay. And when a boat is moving in a direction opposite to that of stream or water current, it is said to be moving against the stream or current. Like when water is flowing in one direction and you are just flowing opposite to that. So means you are moving against that. Okay. And generally you do get question based on still water. Like if a boat is moving with certain speed in water, that is not moving. The speed of the boat is then called speed of the boat in still water. And upstream speed is speed of the boat in still water minus speed of the stream. Upstream, there are two main formulas. One is upstream, then another is downstream. Upstream means like when water is flowing in one direction and you are flowing against that. You might be swimming or you might be moving in a boat. Or you can say like when two are moving in opposite direction, so that is upstream. And downstream means when both are moving in the same direction. Okay, so what do you think? In case of upstream, speed will be more, or in case of downstream, speed will be more?
Downstream.
Downstream.
Downstream, yes. In case of downstream, speed will be more. Okay, when you are climbing a mountain, and once you are descending from the mountain, so in which case your speed will be more? Whether you are moving up the mountain or coming down the mountain. Down. That's when you're moving down, your speed will increase. Okay. See, generally there are two speeds. One is upstream speed and downstream speed. And these are relative speeds. So let U be the upstream speed and V be the downstream speed. The speed of the boat in still water will be U plus V by 2. Just remember this formula. Speed of the boat in still water will be U plus V by 2. If they're asking you speed of the current or velocity of water or rate of stream, all these are one and the same thing. Speed of the water or the current or velocity of water or rate of stream. Sometimes in exam they use these three terms: velocity of water to find rate of speed, stream, find speed of water current. So in that case, the formula is difference in upstream and downstream upon 2. It can be U minus V, it can be V minus U also, depending on whichever is bigger. Okay, so these are the two important formulas in this topic. Okay, let us say, okay, if I say let U be the upstream speed, let U be the upstream speed, let us say this is equal to 20 km per hour. And V is 30 km per hour. So what will be the speed of the boat in still water? Let U be 20. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Yes. Okay. She is unable to see the screen. Able to see the screen, everybody? Yes. Answer my question. Let U be 20 and V be 30. So what will be the speed of the boat in still water? Anybody can answer my question. Akash, what will be the speed? It will be Shashwat.
25.
25.
25, sir.
Okay. Aliza, what will be the speed of the water or the current?
Sir, minus
10, sir.
5.
What it will be? Yeah, Akash and
Sir,
Ritika.
minus 5.
Okay, just ignore the minus sign. It could be v minus u also. Just keep this thing in mind. It could be u minus v
Okay.
or minus u also. Okay. So it will be 30 minus 10 upon 2. That is 2.5. Its speed has always to be positive. Okay. So I should have written v minus u also. Okay. So now we are coming to one example where you will be able to understand the formulas which we are doing. Like a boat travels 30 kilometers upstream in 5. Okay, what is the formula of speed? Speed formula, you know, speed equal to distance upon time. Yes or no? Three formulas you remember? Yes. Yes. Ritika saying speed equal to distance upon time. Yes. The question is a boat travels 30 kilometers upstream in 5 hours and 100 kilometers downstream in 10 hours. You have to find the speed of the boat in still water and speed of the stream. So in this question, he is asking you to find all the formulas which we have done. But you, as you know, to find speed of the boat in still water, formula for which is u plus v by 2, and speed of current is u minus v by 2. We need to find first u and v, because in question they have not given upstream. So can I find upstream speed equal to distance upon time? 30 upon 5. It will be 6 kilometers like this. Can I say upstream speed will be 30 upon 5, 6 kilometers per hour? Yes or no? Speed equal to distance upon time. Distance is 30, time is 5. 30 divided by 5, 6 kilometers per hour. So I got the upstream speed as 6 kilometers per hour. Now let us find the downstream speed. Distance is 100, time is 10. 100 divided by 10, answer will be 10 kilometers. Are you able to understand this upstream and downstream? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So upstream speed is 6 kilometers per hour, downstream speed is 10. Now find both this. Now find the speed of the boat in still water and find speed of the water current. What they have given? Upstream speed is 6, downstream 10. Just give me the answer.
So 8 and 2.
Okay. Upstream speed is 6,
8 in scale and 2 in scale.
8 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Let us check what we are getting. Yes. So we are getting speed in still water 10 plus 6 by 2. Formula is u plus v by 2. 10 plus 6 by 2. 16 by 2, 8 kilometers per hour. And speed of the stream or velocity or speed of the current is 10 minus 6, 4 upon 2, 2. So that is 2. So see, you have to just find the upstream speed using the formula. Speed equal to distance upon time. Then you have to find the downstream formula. Speed equal to distance upon time. Then you can find this. Okay, now we are coming to one next question. I think this question was clear to everybody. Yes, na? Okay, I hope all of you are able to understand this question.
Yes, sir.
And now we are coming to next question. Like a man can row 15 kilometers per hour in still water. And if it takes him twice as long to row up as to row down the river, you have to find the rate of stream. See, in this question, they have given you the speed of the man, 15 kilometers per hour. Okay, if they are saying you, if it takes him twice as long to row up, so in which case do you think time will be more, in upstream or downstream?
Upstream.
Upstream is taking more time. So speed will be less in upstream and speed will be more in downstream. Yes or no? See, if you're taking more time to go somewhere, it means your speed is less. And if you're reaching somewhere early, it means your speed is fast. And in the question, he has mentioned that it takes him twice as long to row up as to row down. So see, ratio of time taken upward and downward is 2:1. This is given in the question because they are using the word twice now. Just now you told me like while going up he is taking more time, and the question is about twice. So means going up he's taking 2 time and down he's taking 1 time. And you know speed is equal to distance upon time. Speed is inversely proportional to time. So the ratio of speed upward and speed downward, it will be reverse 1:2. Just reverse this. I think first 2 steps are clear. Why I have taken 2:1? Because in the question he's saying it takes him twice to row up. 2. He is using the word 2. If it is thrice, I should have used the word 3. If 4 times, then I will use the word 4. So ratio of time upward 2, downward 1.
Sorry, 1 कहाँ से है 1?
1 is general now. See, if it is 2, you are comparing with something. It is 2, it is x, then it is 2x. Thrice means x, 3x. It has to be something 1, double. Double means 1 का double 2 होता है ना. तो thrice होगा तो 1 है तो फिर 3 होगा. So speed equal to distance upon time. Time speed equal to inverse ratio. Just जो भी ratio है ना time का, उसका opposite लिख दीजिए. That man speed be x. So his downstream speed would be 2x. So upward speed is x, 1 into x. Downstream 2x. So what is the formula of still water? You remember? Formula of still water is up plus down upon 2. What is up? X. Down is 2x. X plus 2x. 3x by 2. Is this step okay? Well, just write. Speed in still water will be equal to x plus 2x divided by 2. I've just used the formula up speed equal to up plus, this is u. This is u. And this is v. And what is the speed in still water? U plus v by 2. Yes or no? So it will be x plus 2x upon 2. That is equal to 3x by 2. According to question, what they have given, they are saying, according to question, 3x by 2 is 15 km per hour. Okay. So man speed be u, downstream speed is 2x, this is v. Speed in still water formula is still water from u plus v by 2. U is x, v is 2x. We are getting 3x by 2. But according to question, what is saying in the question, if you look into the question, man can row 15 km per hour in still water. So I can say 3x upon 2 is equal to 15 km per hour. So when you cross multiply, you get 3x equal to 30, x equal to 10. So x is 10. Put the value here. U will be 10. V will be 2 into 10, 20. Yes or no? So you can also find the speed of stream. What is the formula of speed of stream? This is E minus U divided by 2. That is equal to what is, or it could be V minus U or U minus V. Okay. Like downstream we are taking V. 20 minus 10 divided by 2 equal to 5 km per hour. See, if you are able to understand this. See, in exam, you can do this step directly. Don't do it lengthy. You will say, okay, ratio of time is 2:1. Speed will be 1:2. So this is 1x, this is 2x. Means upward 1x, downstream 2x. What is formula of still water? U plus v by 2. 1x plus 2x by 2, 3x by 2. But they have given 3x plus 2 equal to 15. So you solve it, you're getting x as 10. So x is 10 upstream. Downstream is 2x, 2 into 10, 20. So what is the formula of speed stream? U minus v by 2. Difference, 20 minus 10 by 2, 5. So we don't have any other formula in boards upstream and downstream. There are only these two formulas. One is formula of speed of stream, v minus u by 2. Still water, whenever still water is come, coming, there is plus sign. Just remember this. And then this is speed of upstream and V is speed of downstream. No other formula in boards. In some times exam, instead of board, they can replace this with the word hill. You're going on the mountain. Formula is same. Are you able to understand this? Yes. See, you have to use this V minus C or U minus V. Sign as answer has to be positive. So just remember this first. Okay, if it is 3:1, it will be 1:3. Yes or no? If instead of twice they are using the word thrice, then you will say, okay, 3:1, speed ratio 1:3. This will be 1 plus 3x. 1x plus 3x, 4x upon 2. That is 2x. 2x equal to 15, x is 15 by 2. You can find it. I hope this question is clear to everybody. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we are moving to another question. Man can row 6 km/h in still water. The river is running at 4 km/h. Okay, just imagine yourself like you are, suppose you are swimming and your man speed is 6 km/h in still water. The speed of the water is 4. So what will be the speed upstream? Just concentrate on the line up to this one, 4 km/h. Suppose your speed is 6 km/h and water is flowing at the rate of 4 km/h. So what is the downstream speed? What do we do in downstream?
Sir, add 10 km/h.
Yes, we add them. In downstream, we will add. It will be 6 plus 4, 10. 10 upon 2 is 5. And what do we do in upstream? In upstream, we minus 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay. So downstream speed will be 6 plus 4, 10. So you don't divide by 2. I just, by mistake, I told this. Downstream means 6 plus 4, 10. Upstream 6 minus 4. Yes. Is this okay? This is man speed 6. Water speed is 4. Just imagine yourself. You are swimming. Like if you're going in the same direction, your speed will increase. Your downstream speed will be 6 plus 4, 10. Upstream speed will be 6 minus 4, 2. First 2 points are clear. Now they are saying if a man takes 1.5 hours to row to a place and back. So what does it mean? Like if you're going from A to B and coming back from B to A. Means आने जाने का जो total time है ना, that is 1.5 hour. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
T1 plus T2 equal to 1.5. He is saying ना, a man takes 1.5 hour to row to a place and back. Means आने जाने में उसको ना 1.5 hours लग रहे. So I can say, okay. So I can say T1 plus T2 is 1.5. So let the distance be x. The distance be x. Okay, just 1 minute. It is T1 plus T2. T1 plus T2. This is equal to 1.5. Then I am just using the formula of time. Time formula equal to speed equal to distance over time. Time is distance divided by speed. Using this formula. Okay. So this is just catch in the question. Catch in the question is this thing. First is downstream, you add them. Upstream, you subtract. Total time is 1.5. And you know the formula of time. Time is distance upon speed. Let the distance be x. So x upon first speed and plus x upon second speed downstream. This is equal to 1.5. You solve it by taking LCM, you will get this answer. Is this question clear?
So why did we take 1.5 by 2?
1.5. No, see, this is time. Time formula is distance upon speed. Distance is x, speed is 10 downstream, x by 10 I have written. Then for time again formula, distance upon speed. Distance is x, speed is 2. And 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1.5 is given in the question. I'm just putting the value here of time. T1 is distance upon speed, T2 is distance upon speed.
So can you show the question?
Yes. Man can row 6 km/h in still water. The river is running at 4. So like you are swimming at the speed of 6 km/h, speed of water is 4. So downstream will be 6 plus 4, 10. Upstream will be 6 minus 4, 2. You are taking 1.5 hours to row to a place and back. Means there is certain place you go and come back, you are taking 1.5 hours. How far is the place? So let that place be x kilometer. So can I say like this, T1 plus T2 equal to 1.5? This one. Is this step clear? Why I have written this T1 plus T2 is this. This is the formula which you have to just put in this formula. Whenever they are saying the total distance, whenever they are saying coming to and fro, or they are using the word to and fro, you understand? And like going to a place and coming back, it means you have to use this formula. See, downstream formula now you remember, you have to add. Upstream you have to subtract. So this cost formula is just concerned with addition and subtraction. Is this clear? Okay. So now we are moving to now we are moving to another concept. This is of distance. See, the first formula is speed equal to distance upon time. This formula you remember. Okay. Just see this first formula you remember. Speed equal to distance divided by time. From this, you know, distance equal to speed multiply time. And time equal to distance divided by speed. Okay. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you. Like, see, suppose there are two bodies. One speed is S1, another speed is S2. So the ratio of two speed, that is equal to the ratio of time, that is inverse. We used this concept in the previous question. Remember, like even certain question, they say you like this, the ratio of speed is 3:4. So then what will be the ratio of time? Anybody?
4:3.
4:3. Yes, just keep this thing in mind. This thing works vice versa also. Okay.
S1 S2 समझ नहीं आया.
Like if the ratio of speed is 3:4, then the ratio of time will be 4:3, because speed is inversely proportional to time. No? Like that is speed is inversely proportional to time. This is 1 upon time. No? That's why. We are coming to the second formula. Second formula is concerned with average speed. See, average speed equal to 2 multiply x multiply y upon x plus y. This is very important formula. Sometimes in exam, they ask you direct formulas. This, they give you question like this. They say you, okay, like this is one location A and this is another location B. One person is going from A to B, speed of x km/h. Person is going from B to A, speed of y km/h. Then they ask you what is the average speed. Sometimes you do get formula like this, very important formula. So the standard formula is 2 into x into y divided by x plus y. This you have. This is very important formula. But we use this formula only when the distance is same. So we use this formula only when distance is assumed same. Let us say you're going from home to school, or you're going from your home to college, or college to home. Okay, the distance is assumed to be same. Or they might give you question like you're going from Delhi to Bombay and coming back from. Okay, now I'm asking one question. Suppose you're going from Delhi to Bombay. Okay, and while going, your speed is 50 km/h. And while coming from Bombay to Delhi, your speed is 40 km/h. Give me the answer. What will be your average speed? Yeah, let me know the answer.
So 45.
Average speed will be
45 km/h.
the speed won't be 45. Anybody else? See who can answer. No, 45 is no. See, generally in exam, you do get question like this, and they will definitely give you one option as 45. Because most of the students, what they will do, they will simply add. They will say, okay, 50 plus 40 by 2. You will simply add 50 plus 40 by 2.
5.
But answer is not this. Answer is the formula which I just told you. Use this formula. 2 multiply 50 multiply 40 divided by 50 plus 40 is 90. See, when you solve this, what do you get?
44.4.
Yes, something like this. Okay. So he will definitely divided by 90. So he will definitely give you something 45, but that won't be the answer. So whenever the distance is same, you have to use this formula. This is one of the most important formula. Generally do get some on this. Sometimes they ask you direct formula, and sometimes they ask you in the form of this formula which I have just written. Okay. Formula is create 2xy upon x plus y. Just remember this formula. Okay. Now we are coming to the third formula, like kilometer per hour. So generally what happens when we are solving this speed, this train sum, speed, distance and time, what happens? Like they give you different units. Like suppose you have solved the question, but when you come into the option, there you will find the answer has been given in different units. Like speed, see, okay. One more thing, like whenever you are solving the question of speed, distance and time, distance and time, you have to keep in mind the unit. Like if the unit is kilometer per hour, speed, distance has to be in kilometer and time has to be in hour. And if the speed is in meter per second, then distance has to be in meter and time has to be in second. Always keep this thing in mind. This is one standard pattern. Okay. Just keep in mind the unit. But generally what happens in a competition, like you solve a question, like suppose unit has been given distance in kilometer, time has been given in hours, and when you solve it of speed, you're of course getting answer in speed in kilometer per hour, but he asked you to give answer in meter per second. So to change the unit of speed from kilometer per hour to meter per second, if you just remember this thing, multiply by 5/18. One standard term, you need to remember this. See, otherwise, if you change kilometer into meter, you will change 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. You will multiply by 1000. And then 1 hour has 60 minutes, and 1 hour, see, 1 minute has 60 seconds. So 60 multiply 60. So this will take a lot of steps. So when you cancel it, actually, you are getting it 5 by 18. You can check it. So just remember this. So suppose the speed is 4 kilometer per hour, and you have to change it into meter per second. So my answer will be 54 multiply 5 upon 18. Yes. What you will get? 18 3 is 55. Yes, 15 meter per second. Okay. And in the same way, if the speed has been given in meter per second, and you have to change it into kilometer per hour, then what you will do? Any guess?
So 18 into 5, 18 by 5. Sorry.
Yes, multiply by 18 by 5, reverse thing. Like the speed is given in, suppose 15 meter per second, and above question, you have to change it into kilometer per hour. So you will simply multiply 15 by 18 by 5. You do that, you are getting 54. So generally keep this thing in mind. Unit has to be like this, and to change kilometer per hour into meter per second, just multiply by 5 by 8 and the reverse case. Okay. Coming to the next one. See, today whatever this I am discussing, there are a lot of questions based on trains, speed, time, and distance. This first slide which you are seeing, this is actually the shortcut techniques, the shortcut formulas that we will be using when you are solving such type of questions. Like whenever in exam you get questions based on late and early. Whenever you get questions based on the concept of late, early, it means you have to see. Whenever in the question you read some words like late, like someone is reaching late, someone is reaching early, means you have to use this formula. T1 minus T2 equal to difference in time. Discuss with the help of example also. And whenever total time has been given, like as we just did in the board question, like if a person takes 1.5 hours in all. Remember the previous question? So this was the total time. So I use this formula T1 plus T2 equal to total time. And whenever in the question you have been given two distances, either you will use formula number 6 or either formula number 7. D1 equal to D2 or D1 plus D2 equal to total distance. And whenever you have been given two speed in the questions, you have to use this formula S1 equal to S2. You will come across questions we will discuss where you will come to know where we can use this formula. Because generally in exam, what happens when some question comes on this topic, we are not aware about which formula to use. But if you keep these few things in mind, like late and early, you can say, okay, this formula, total time or to and fro, T1 plus T2. Two distances has been given in the question. Either you can use formula number 6 or formula number 7. Speed equal to S1 equal to S2, this formula. And the last one, speed inversely proportional to time. Okay. This one we used just now, you remember? The 2 speed ratio was 3:4. Then I told you the ratio of speed will be 4:3. See, less than 1 minute is left. So this meeting will end and then you need to rejoin. Then we'll come on to the next slide, which is very important because I will tell you how to three or more formulas there. I hope all of you are able to understand these 9 formulas. And see, and I expect all of you to just write these formulas at the end of the register. Even few students they have just WhatsApp me the formulas which they have written. It's very good. And those who haven't done, they need to do it again. They need to do it. And there also you can write these formulas. See, once you write this formula, these formulas go into your mind and then you can easily Remember. Okay. So this meeting just about to end. Then we'll just rejoin. Okay.